So this question says 800 joules of energy is added to 50 grams of water with a specific heat capacity of 4.2 times 10 to the third joules per kilogram per Kelvin. If the water is at 45 degrees Celsius after heating, was the initial temperature to the nearest Kelvin? So what we have is we have our water, our amount of water, which our mass is going to be 50 grams. It would be, on a hot plate or something like that, where there is heat that is added of 800 joules going into it. So what do we know? We know that the energy for the heat that is added is 800 joules. We know the mass is going to be 50 grams, which I need to convert that into kilograms. I know my specific heat capacity is 4.20 times 10 to the third joules per kilogram per Kelvin. So if I look at this, I can tell that I need to convert my mass because of what my units for my specific heat capacity. Because that's in kilograms, this grams needs to be converted into kilograms as well. It then says if the water is at 45 degrees after heating, so temperature final is going to be 45 degrees Celsius. What is the initial temperature to the nearest Kelvin? So what I can do is I can just use specific heat capacity, which is Q equals MC delta T. I'm going to rearrange this and solve for the change in temperature, which is simply going to be the heat added divided by MC, which for that then is going to be 800 joules divided by 0.05 times 4.2 times 10 to the third. And when I get that, I'm going to get 3.8 degrees Celsius. Whoopsie. And so just remember that that's equivalent to 3.8 Kelvin, because a change of 1 degree Celsius equals the change of 1 Kelvin as well. So because I added heat in this scenario, I ended at 45 degrees. So that's going to tell me that my change in temperature is going to be my final temperature minus my initial temperature, which means my initial temperature is simply going to be my final temperature minus my change in temperature. So that's going to be 45 degrees Celsius minus 3.8 degrees Celsius. So my temperature initial would simply be 41.2 degrees Celsius. And then the question asks for it to the nearest Kelvin. So in doing that, my temperature in Kelvin is going to equal my temperature in degrees Celsius plus 273. So I'm going to get, not 2, but 314.2 Kelvin, which I would then round that to 314 Kelvin. And that's going to be my final answer.